Thank you for listening to the Mike's Opinion podcast. Coming up is Love, the fourth episode in the 7-part series entitled Healing. Let love live.
Love. Yeah. Love. Strong, powerful word. There's a lot behind it, right? Means a lot. Well, what does love mean to you? And how can we use love to help us heal? How can love help us heal? Let's talk about it. Just listen. That's right. We're going to talk about love today. And how can it help us? Thank you so much for listening. I'm Mike, and this is the Mike's Opinion podcast. And today, the world is still in turmoil. There's still protesting, and demonstrations, and marches, and statues and monuments coming down, and the Dixie Chicks changed the name to the Chicks. Aunt Jemima ain't gonna be Aunt Jemima no more. Uncle Ben ain't gonna be Uncle Ben no more. COVID-19, SARS-2, it causes coronavirus, is still raging on. And yes, what the world needs now is love. Sweet love. It's the only thing that there's much too little of. Have you heard that song? I first heard it by Dionne Warwick many years ago, but apparently she was not the one who first recorded it. It was a Jackie DeShannon back in 1965. Yeah. And it was written by Hal David, and the music was composed by Burt Bacharach. The great Burt Bacharach. He's a white guy, but man, he threw out some lovely, beautiful music, you know. Well, hello world. And if you don't know, this is the fourth episode in a 7-part series. The series is called Healing, and it's an acronym. H.E.A.L.I.N.G stands for hate, emotion, anger, love, involvement, negativity, and giving. This is the fourth installment, and it's the L in healing, and it is love. And the entire series is meant and intended to give us ways to heal as humans. Now, when I started this series, when I composed this series, when I thought about this series, George Floyd's murder had not happened yet. And it's just a coincidence and ironic that this happened just as I had began to start this series. So, so many things felt, so many things we all feel, so many things I want to say, but you know, I try to keep these episodes about an hour to respect your time, and there's a lot to listen to, a lot to take in, and I would really like it and appreciate it if you're listening to this right now. Pause it, take a moment, share it, especially if you've listened to any of the other 19, 20 or so episodes, including the ones in this series, and have liked it. If you hated it, if you enjoyed it, if you loved it, you know, share, comment, like, subscribe all over the place. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google. I'm everywhere. And communicate with me. Send me an email. Shout me out on Twitter, one of the socials. I'm on the socials, Mike's Opinion. You can find me. And just go to the show notes in wherever you're listening, and all of the information is there. I would greatly appreciate it, helping getting the word out, because I want to help the planet. I want to affect the planet positively. And that is my whole point of doing this podcast. So, LOVE, y'all. Love. This is what we need right now, right? And the last episode immediately prior to this was anger. And I know we still all feel a lot of that anger and frustration and disappointment. And there are so many things. But today we're going to concentrate on love. What is love to you? There are many different kinds of love. And I've said this in a previous episode, but remember Prince, rest in peace. Prince, His Purple Highness. Man, I miss him. And I didn't know him, but any potential new music. He's one of the greats that I never got to see perform live. But my young son and I, he's very young. He's in the single digits, but he loves there's a guitar solo. Man, if you've never seen it, go see it. It's with Tom Petty, and it's called, what is it called? It's My Guitar Gently Weeps, I think it is. But there's a bunch of guitar greats on this one live show, live performance. And Prince comes in and shuts the whole joint down. Shuts it down. I dare say he showed out. But Prince, in a song he recorded called The Door, he has a line in that song that says, "Love is too weak to define just what you mean to me." And I wonder sometimes, because I've felt that, like love, it's the best word we have, right? To describe what's more than love, right? What's love? Like, I love you, But the central theme of this episode is based on a question. How can we use love to help heal humanity on this planet? More poignantly, how can we help heal? How can we use love to help heal with everything that's going on right now? The awakening, the uprising, the disease that's spreading or has spread across the land, and looks like it's round 2, y'all. That's coming. As you know, I live in Texas, and all over the country, many states are reversing the opening. We had opened stuff up 25%, 50%, 75%, but they're scaling that back again because, boom, the numbers are going back up. The hospitalizations, the actual infections. Now, some people say that's attributed to more testing, right? More COVID-19 testing. Perhaps it is, perhaps not. Who knows, right? Who knows? But how can we use love to help us right now, right here, today? Well, I'm Mike, and this is Mike's opinion, and of course I have opinion on that. I know one of the things we can do. Well, you know what? Before I tell you one of the things I know that we can do, in all these episodes, I like to give the definition of the word love. And according to Merriam-Webster.com, and some of these definitions come from dictionary.com or Wikipedia, the definition of love as a noun, is a strong affection for another arising out of kinship or personal ties. Another is attraction based on sexual desire, affection, and tenderness felt by lovers. Love could also mean 0 in tennis. 15 love, 30 love, 40 love. I never understood why they use love as nothing. Love doesn't mean nothing, does it? I should research that and see why that is. An intense feeling of deep affection. As a verb, love is to like or desire actively. Another verb is to fondle amorously. And I'll stop there in terms of definitions. But as you can see, love has many different definitions. And we need it right now. Now, as a black man, which I am, it's hard to interject love. Right? Love thy neighbor. You heard that one before? It's hard to interject that at this particular juncture. Because we're pissed. Excuse me. When I say we, I mean black people, the African American community, my peoples, us, and those that are with us. Those that have compassion in their hearts, that have love in their hearts, that have empathy within them, are furious, as we all have been. I'm tired of being tired. Tired of being frustrated. Never ever tired of being black. Love being black. Wouldn't change it if I could. But it's been centuries. And these recent injustices have started a cascade and a wave that I haven't seen in my 50 plus years. I'm still handsome and sexy though. I don't even know why I threw that out there. So I'm so sorry. Sorry for that. I guess, when you start feeling old, you say I'm 50 something, you want to feel relative. You want to feel sexy. And I'm pretty much a shit. Anyway, I digress, as I usually do. But we're angry. And this has been going on for so long. And if you look at seen any of my video promos for the podcast, and they out there, you'll see that in a couple of them I said it's our time now. And it's just the tip of the iceberg. And I don't mean we're going to take over the planet, even though it is Wakanda forever. But it's just our time. It's our time to be heard. It's our time to dismantle the systemic, the institutional, the monumental obstructions that have been in our way. We now are armed with the cell phone, which is a strong, powerful weapon. We are armed with the internet, which houses social media. And we can project, disseminate, share instantly, almost anything that happens. Because for so many centuries, nobody believed us. Or they didn't choose to believe us. But you know what? Seeing is believing. Right? If a picture is 1,000 words, what's a video with sound? Right? So when we see these horrible injustices like the murder of George Floyd, may his soul rest in peace, it's hard to think of love. But as I've said in this series, in other episodes, I will not become the hater. I will defend myself. I will fight for change, but I will not hate you, hater. I will not hate you, racist. I will not hate you, Klansman. In fact, I love you. And I mean that. I may pity you. I may feel real sorry for you because whoever instilled that hate in you is the one you need to go after, because love conquers hate every time. Love conquers hate. Let the light shine. Rest in peace, Bob Marley. Let it shine. Excuse me. It's all about love, and love will prevail. But in the meantime, in between time, these monuments got to come down. These names have to change. These laws have to change. Representation has to happen. Acceptance. True acceptance has to happen. Would like to see reparations happen, but I got something coming up with that. I got something big coming up with that. If I can get the right law firm. But anyway, I digress, as I normally do. Don't forget to love, y'all. I know we wrapped up in it in this force, but love yourself and love everybody else. Now, there are, according to something that I found on the internet, of course, I believe this was Wikipedia, when I was researching or doing the research for this episode, that there are different types of love, right? Ancient Greek philosophers identified 5 forms of love. There's familial love. There's friendly or platonic love. There's romantic love. There's guest love and divine love. And they all have these Greek terms, like familial, like your family, love for your family members, storage, friendly or platonic is called philia. Romantic love is called eros. Guest love is xenia, and divine love is agape. And do you have all of those types of love in you? I bet you do. Well, most of us have family. Most of us have friends. You know, most of us have romantic love for, divine, right? For your God or gods, or your love for the lack of God, and for guests, the generosity, courtesy, the love that you show for somebody. So 5 kinds of love, in addition to the definitions of love that I mentioned earlier. So how can we use love to help us heal? Spread love. Easier said than done, right? Especially in these times. Everybody's frustrated. Everybody's concerned, worried, stressed out, locked in a house, away from the job, lost a job. Don't know if we're going to get the corona, right? Got to wear these masks. And still the world goes around, right? Right? Where the money coming from? What's going to happen? Are black people going to burn this motherfucker down? So real good interview on Fox, because I watch both sides. I watch everybody, right? Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. So I watch Fox, which is a right leaning. I watch the left leaning, the CNN, the conservative and the liberal, you know what I'm saying? So blah, blah, blah. The things that divide us. But female interviewer interviewing a Black Lives Matter head, the chief dude in New York, I believe who he was. Man, he rocked her, crushed her, obliterated her. The Black Lives Matter guy spoke up, and she kept holding her head down, and she kept trying to come back firm, and he would stomp on her again. And I hate to speak metaphorically like that and figuratively, but that's what it was, because she was trying to, they get these people. When I say they, whatever way they're leaning, left or right leaning, they'll get somebody as an opposing guest, or a guest that they know is in the opposition, and they'll try to demean them, belittle them. Well, brother held it down. It made me feel really good for the Black Lives Matter movement, even though I'm not officially involved or a member, but I do rep Black Lives Matter, because Black lives do matter, and that's way different than all lives matter, because it's about Black Lives Matter and atrocities, and people that don't understand why people say Black Lives Matter. I don't know what to tell you. Breaking it down to you is something that shouldn't have to be done. Okay? I saw a t-shirt today, and it was in the Black Lives Matter font, and it was a black t-shirt with white letters, and it said, "Where was all lives matter from 1619 to 1968?" Where was all lives matter from the year 1619 through 1968? Huh? You ain't say all lives matter then, when it was hanging us from trees. When it was tying us to trees and beating the hell out of us. We got beat for trying to read a book when we were slaves. All lives didn't matter then. Anyway, I digress. Love. In my life, I have had the fortunate experiences of being in love romantically more than once. I am a loving, kind person, and anybody that knows me knows this about me. That old adage, to know me is to love me, rings true with me. I'm a loving man. Okay? Please don't get it twisted. I ain't no punk. I will fight back. I will defend mine fiercely. And it took me a while to learn that. I learned that late. Because I grew up in Harlem, in the projects, fatherless, with no male role models in my house. So I had to learn it the hard way. But I learned it. And fortunately, my son, his father's right here. And hasn't missed a day of his life, and will not. As long as the entity we call God, Allah, Buddha, Yahweh, Jehovah, Muhammad, whatever you call him or it or her, I believe it's both. As long as I'm allowed to be breathing, conscious, I'm going to teach him everything I know. And I've begun that journey. And if you listen to the episode with he and I had my son on the episode. And it's really cute and funny. At least I think so. He wants to do it again too. So there's more to that coming. But being in love romantically, it's the wow factor, y'all. And if you have been in love, I mean deep in love romantically, then you know what it is. You know what it is. It's, like Prince said, I keep referring to that, but love's too weak to define. It's not even really expressible in words. Love. Being in love. My video doorbell just rang, and that's a glitch because I'm charging it right now. So if you heard that, I'll try to edit that out. Anyway, love is real. Love is real. Now, familial love. I cannot describe the love I have for fam, right? And to me, it's not to take anything away from my family, but if you're a parent, you can't even, there's no words. Love is the only word that you have. Like, I love. Oh, you know, I have 2 children. I have an older daughter, and like I said, my son is younger. And I was there at both of their births, right there in the birthing room. And as soon as they came out, boom, you know, right there. And I cried, you know, both times, because the flood of emotion, this new life that I made it's undescribable, the feelings that you have. And you would do anything, literally. Now, for anybody that's in the teenage years or have gone through the teenage years, as I have with my first child, love don't really come to mind as much, right? I mean, the love is automatic. It's there. It's foundational. But, the love is tested, right? Right? Ugh. But you know what? We all been teenagers, or will be teenagers if you're younger listening to this. And, yeah, there are trying times in love, which brings me to the point that anything that you choose to love, or whether you didn't even have a choice, whether you just loved it, anything that you love is going to hurt you. Anything that you love is going to hurt you. Hurt is part of love. I don't know if anybody's ever thought about it like that. Surely there are many that have. But love is like opening your gates and allowing someone in. And when you're dealing with humans, it's almost inevitable they're going to stomp on you. They're going to do something to hurt you. Probably repeatedly, from the micro dose to the macro dose. You're going to get hurt. The question is that person worth it? And most of the time, in a familiar standpoint, you don't really have an option. They're your family, they're your blood. You stuck. Some people choose to get unstuck and disown family. I don't really understand that. How about forgiveness and empathy? But we have all hurt people, and we've all been hurt. It is part of being human, which is sometimes why I'm surprised when people get hurt. When it's unexpected or, unexpected from that person, I get it, but we should expect it. When you're dealing with humans, they are going to hurt you. Human beings, and not even just in love. Humans are fucked up. I have said this in other episodes. There might be something fundamentally wrong with human beings. Because if you look back historically, the thousands and thousands of years, we can't get along. We cannot get along. Whether one-on-one, if it's more than one person, one-on-one, or groups, small groups, large groups, what the fuck is wrong with us? Why can't we get along? And now, 6 to 8+ billion people on this earth. Earth's getting smaller. Internet made it that way. Travel by jet made it that way. Earth is smaller. These resources. I was just reading about the rereading, because I've known about them for a long time, the Georgia Guidestones. If you don't know about the Georgia Guidestones, look them up. And supposedly nobody knows where they came from, but they're these stone tablets, and amongst the many things that they say on them in the various languages, it says we need to do 500 million or less people on planet Earth. So that means getting rid of about 7.5 billion people. What you think about that? That doesn't sound loving, does it? But if we keep populating and reproducing as we have, it's just math. Resources are going to run out. Clean water, clean air, food. If we don't become real innovative and real conservationist when it comes to our planet's resources. I digress. I digress. In my notes, I have a tool when it comes to love as a tool for healing. When you're doing anything, ask yourself 20 times throughout the day, are you acting with love? Are you acting with love? Now, I'm a dreamer. I love love. I'm a kind man, kind human, but I'm a realist. Okay? Not naive. I know that there are just people out there filled with hatred for me, for black people, or for gay people, or for Jewish people, or for rich people, or for this, that, and the other. Hatred it's a waste of space. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. In my perspective, in my opinion, I've never hated anything in my life. I said that in the hate episode. I have never hated anything in my life. I love love. I love happiness. Love and happiness make you wanna do wrong. I think that's an Al Green song. Shout outs to Al. He went from love of the preacher. My understanding, he got hot grits thrown in his face. That may change your mind. But are you acting with love in everything you do? Once again, I'm a realist. I know sometimes, especially for those of us that life ain't right. Whether you rich and black, whether you middle class or black, whether you lower middle class and black, whether you poor and black. It's hard. But we're loving people. I know this. Okay? I've been at every level. Now, I haven't been homeless, but I know homeless people. I grew up in the projects. I've been in the military. I've also ascended. I was on the board of directors for a local nonprofit. I've flown many places. I've been abroad. Born and raised in New York City, which is a petri dish for life. It's a exercise in social, in humanity and sociology. You know, so you get to know a lot of types of people quickly. You learn how to assess quickly. So, being black, and President Barack Obama can probably tell you the many times he was disrespected while in office during his 2-term, 8-year presidency. You know, being in this skin is rough. But I know my people are joyous people, are strong people. I dare say some of the strongest people. And there's a lot of love in us. A lot of love in us. But if I say to you in 100 words or less, write down what love means to you. Shoot me an email. What love means to you. Mike's Opinion Show at gmail.com. That's Mike's MIKES opinion OPIO. I can't believe I just said that. I spell this all the time. Opinion Show. OPINION. So Mike's MIKES OPINION show at gmail.com. Mike's Opinion Show at gmail.com. What does love mean to you? What's your definition of love? I'll tell you what it is to me. Generally speaking, and this doesn't go into the specifics, like romantic or familial love, but just generally speaking, love is a fondness and kindness for all. I love my dog. I love my cats. I love a good steak. I love a good steak. Okay? Love a good steak. Love that shrimp basket. I love a 72-degree day with a light breeze. Love those days. Anything over about 75, 76, too hot. It's too hot. That's just me though. Unless it's really low humidity. But I love flowers. I love insects. I love all living creatures. I'm like the Dr. Doolittle of my family. I love life. I love earth. I love looking at the stars. And I have yet to go camping. I'm ashamed to say that, but it's true. I'm from the projects, from the hood, I'm from Harlem. I haven't had many opportunities to go camping, but it's on my bucket list. And maybe to turn it into a regular thing, because I want to show my son. But I want to go to one of those, without that light pollution, where I can see the stars. And I haven't gone camping, but I was a firefighter out in California, so I have seen the stars out in the woods. And I love looking at this night sky and thinking, what's out there? I love doing that. I don't like doing that. I love to do that. I love my Nana's laugh. May she rest in peace. I miss that woman so much. I love my daughter's laugh and my son's laugh. I love children's laughter. Period. If you don't love children's laughter, I hate to say this, but go terminate your life. Something's wrong with you. If the laughter of children doesn't fill you with joy, something's wrong with you. I'm just going to say that. Something is wrong with you if you don't like that pure, innocent laughter. I love so many things, but basically speaking, I love earth. I'm a tree hugger. I love life. I love. I'm not afraid to love. I'm not to say as a man, At the same time, I can relate and feel, shook ones. Mob Deep. To all my niggas who ain't got no feelings. I was in them streets. I know it's people out there like that. Because they've been abused and used since birth. Their philometer is broken. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the hard and the soft. I tell people all the time, whatever you call God, whatever God is to you, whatever the entity that made all this, intelligent design as they call it, he made flowers and he made rocks. Okay? That's why I think the entity is sexless. It's not a male or a female. It's both. But the Holy Bible says it's made in God's image. The first person here was Adam. So is it a dude? Is it masculine? I don't know. I digress though. But love means to me those things. Right? Now the love for my wife and my children and my family, those close to me, might be stronger than my general love for the world, because those people are directly involved in my life and I know them personally and they are tied to me, whether in holy matrimony or through blood. We share the same blood. How come everybody, once you reproduce, one blood type isn't dominant? It combines. Anyway, I don't know why I thought that. Excuse me. But we need love, y'all. We need love in this world right now, today. Will you help? Will you be more loving? I've watched so many news stories and videos of these confrontations, right? At these demonstrations. You got what people call Karens. You've got these racist or conservative people on one side, and you've got the people for social justice and justice and racial justice on the other side. And I see them share these things. I know this is going to sound crazy, but to my Black Lives Matter people, to my people that's out there in the trenches, to my people that's out there in the streets, tell them you love them. Next time you face to face with that racist, tell them you love them. No matter what they say back to you. I'd like you to mean it. Tell them you feel sorry for them. Say, I feel sorry for you because somebody taught you that hate. When you were a baby, you didn't come out like that. I watched this video of this, I don't know what state it was or where it was, but it was a protest, right? The police had them separated, and the white lady says she was going to teach her grandchildren to hate black people. Wow. Wow. Just like hate is learned or learned, so is love. If there's a racist or a hate-filled person that is hearing my voice right now, and you have children, I'm not even going to ask you to try to change the person you see in the mirror when you look at yourself. But if you have children, give them a shot at a hateless life, at a love-filled life. Teach them how to love. And if you don't know how to teach them because you don't know how to love, then find somebody that can teach them love. We need love to cover planet Earth. We need love to spread amongst humanity. Caring is not equal to weakness. Kindness is not weakness. Do you understand? It is okay to be kind and loving and caring and nurturing. It's okay. Those gangster movies, all of these movies with guns and glorified death, I could do without it. I could do without all of it. Right? Yeah, I want utopia. Would you be bored in utopia? Would you be bored if it was all love all day? I wouldn't. I'd be giddy. I'd be elated. I'd be happy. Could you imagine for a minute if there was no bad news one day and you turned on the news and they would just like, of course they would probably regurgitate something that happened days before or weeks before, whatever, because they got to give us the death and the destruction and the homicides and the murder and the fires and all the bad stuff, right? But can you imagine if there was a day with no bad news? Wouldn't that be great? I think it would. I think it'd be magical. You know? But that's what I would like to offer today in this love episode. I would like you to help us heal. I would like us to heal as human beings because I think we're damaged. I think we're broken. I don't know when it started, and I don't know if it can be fixed. I don't know if something is just at our core. If that's something wrong with us. If we are the virus of the planet, if we are incapable of getting along. But I'm a dreamer. I refuse to give up hope on humans. I refuse to give up on us, y'all. So I ask you to ask yourself every day, multiple times a day, this question: am I acting with love? Ask yourself. Am I being loving? If you can stop yourself when you feel yourself getting angry and flip it and say, nope, to your kids, instead of saying, get your ass over here. Nope. Stop that. Flip that. And say, baby, come here, please. I need you to come here. Calmly and nicely and lovingly say that and explain what you need. I need you to stop doing this. I want you to stop doing that. It may take some time to be effective. But what's that saying? They say you can get a bee with water, with sugar instead of vinegar. I don't know. There's so many old sayings, right? I'm pretty sure you've heard it, but I want to heal the planet, y'all. I'm open to suggestions, and I would like to hear from everybody out there. Holla at me. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, email, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Holla at me. Let me know if you love love. Let me know what you think about love. Okay? And I'll have but one more thing to say. And I mean it. I love you. I love you. From one human being to another. From this loving, caring human being to you, I love you. I'm Mike, and this has been the Mike's Opinion Podcast.
Thank you so much for listening to Mike's Opinion. Logic Unleashed.